How are we doing, guys? It's been a while since I've been recording a video, so I figured this is a good time to kind of reconnect and speak to you all. I missed you, to say the least. Lots happened since I last was on. Went to South Africa, took about a month trip, had a motorcycle tour while I was there with a lot of good friends. 22 people, 13 motorcycles, 14 days, went on 2 safaris. Pretty good time. Made it back home just in time before pretty much international travel got shut down. All of you know about the world pretty much going into a lockdown phase right now with the virus. We don't want to name the virus on here or the disease in fear of public opinion and political opinion, and people maybe blocking or taking the videos down. So for all intents and purposes, we'll just refer to it as the disease or the virus. And on that topic, I kind of feel like everything's been kind of taken out of, just pulled out of proportion with the fear and the fear mongering. And I think there's a lot of governmental interference and media interference that is really not necessary. When I say not necessary, I mean, yes, the media's main job is to inform us as a general populace of the risks and the dangers and the news and the updates. The problem I see was, in this instance, that wasn't what the media tried to do. They almost made it sound like, oh my gosh, every single person in this world is going to get infected, let's say infected, because I think everybody in the world, 7.8 billion people, are affected by this as it sits right now. People are losing their jobs, companies are laying off people, airlines and other businesses, large businesses, are going out of business. Simple little things are starting to affect us. I mean, some people can't even go out and buy cigarettes at their favorite smoke shop anymore. You can't go eat at your favorite restaurant anymore. A lot of the things that we did as lifestyle items and lifestyle experiences, we can't experience anymore. And that makes me feel, in a way, that yes, there's definitely a risk factor involved, and there's all these things that can happen while some people are going through one of the worst hardships of their life, one of the worst times in their life. On top of that, we've been facing the economic crisis that's looming because of the oil prices going to $19 and $18 a barrel, which to my best knowledge hasn't happened ever, and not ever has it happened this quickly. So it's almost going to be a rerun of the 2008-2009 economic crisis in my mind. I'm not a financial expert as such. I'm also not a guru of any means. I'm a normal guy talking to you guys on a video channel that coincidentally I really enjoy doing. I just feel it's kind of time that we address some of these things, because if we do not, everybody's panic is just going to get worse. Everybody's stress levels are just going to get worse. But there's certain facts we cannot ignore. This disease is affecting the whole world's population of 7.8 billion. The worldwide infection rate as of today, based on the amount of tests that has been done. Now, given the fact that not everybody has been tested that may have this disease, regardless of that point, 650,000 people has been infected. Of that 650,000 people that has been infected, 30,000 have died. Now, that is based on an infection to mortality rate, 5% of the whole infection rate. of that 650,000, 139,000 people have recovered from being infected and actually has healed. The balance between the 30,000 deaths, the 139,000 people that have recovered, to the 650,000 people who have now been identified as infected, there's about, give or take, don't quote me on this, but about a 445,000 people or cases that hasn't been identified other than infected. So with that being said, there's a large margin even within that range, and that typically then means about 95% of people fall either in the healed category of 139,000 and the 45,000 that have not yet recovered from the virus or passed from the virus. So there's a number there that we have to keep in mind. And those numbers are much larger than the 5% of people that have their passed. Now, the number nobody at this point is talking about, and this is what kind of gets me a little riled up or a little upset with what the media is doing, is the fact that nobody is talking about the amount of people that are infected as of right now and the amount of people in the world as of right now. And our worldwide population is sitting at right around 7.8 billion people. Of that 7.8 billion people, only 650,000 people have now been infected, and still growing, of course, as more tests are being done. That value of 7.8 billion people and 650,000 people isn't even a decimal point on a calculator, unless you go 4 decimal points behind the value. So in my mind, if you take 650,000 people and you divide that by 7.8 billion and you multiply that by 100, there's 4 zeros behind the decimal point before there's an actual number value. So you have a 1 in 100 million chance of dying from this disease, if not less. And I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a mathematician. I'm also not a statistician or any of those fancy terms that they go by. Anyway, so that to me is the actual value, the actual risk, the actual, if I can say, when I look at the numbers, that's my chance of contracting and dying from this disease. Now, I am only 36 years old. I am in good health. I'm not in a high risk category. I'm also not in a respiratory category or immune disease category. I'm also not above the age of 60, which obviously this disease does target those categories. Now, I'm not saying, guys, go out there and touch everything you can, don't sanitize and don't wash your hands, because I believe that is basic hygiene practice that we should be doing every day. It shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, there's a fear of contracting a disease that, you know, can spread because I didn't wash my hands properly. Because you should be washing your hands properly, whether you go to the bathroom or not, whether you are going in a grocery store or not, whether you touch your steering wheel in your personal car or not. What I am saying is practice good and healthy lifestyle decisions, guys. Go, and if you can find hand sanitizer and bleaches and all these cleaning liquids that everybody's panic buying right now, toilet paper, stuff like that, go and get your supply, or start doing DIY things. Make it yourself. I've got a recipe that I can actually post on here of making your own hand sanitizer and also making your own homemade bleach with some lemons, hydrogen peroxide if you can find it, and some other items. It's about 4 items and it works really well. I just kind of wanted to get on here today and tell you guys that amongst all this craziness going on, and all the ruckus and all the fluff and all the media craze and all the political craze that is out there, that we shouldn't be bothered by the noise, and that we should look through the BS and get to the truth behind the facts, or behind the matter, and that is called facts. Let's say that. Because by fact, you will be able to have the right information at hand and make the best decision for you, your family, and your friends. To keep yourself safe, to keep other people safe, and not to be that guy that just doesn't give a crap about anything. I mean, America is in turmoil because of this. The world is in turmoil because of this. And I cannot help to feel but that this is either media and politically driven. Some people are targeting other people that it's an election year. You know, not to make this a political speech, but I believe that the status quo is going to stay exactly the same. For America especially. Our president, who is currently our president, is going to remain our president after the November elections. The opposition party is not going to get what they want. They are probably going to be, in a way, way worse off than what they were, and then probably regret the fact that they made such a big fuss about certain things. And obviously there's a stimulus or relief package, as we call it, that is imminent. People will get certain funds into their personal bank accounts for assistance, once-off assistance, I have to add. And that means that, you know, they're talking about $1,200 per person who have, you know, been hit by this, which I believe is a heck of a gesture from our government, which we can be thankful for, and thankful that we are in a position where we have that. A lot of people do not have this privilege at all. They do not have the ability to actually get stimulus packages or help from the government at all. They just have to live with what they have. And I mean, South Africa went into a lockdown, and the government down there doesn't have the means to assist people and give them a month's worth of salaries, or even 2 weeks worth of salaries. So it's going to get really rough before it gets any better. I can tell you that much. And you know, I'm driving today again in the mountains, so I thought I'd reach out and kind of say hi to you guys. Appreciate you all. I will be more active on my channel again. It's just been a little crazy, a little busy with all this going on. I'm not confined to my house like a lot of people are, because me being in transportation services and running a trucking company, or at least a division of a trucking company, we are considered essential services. That being said, we all have to consider the consequences of our actions. Please be responsible, be safe, take care of your neighbors, take care of the people around you, obey all the orders that are given by government, police, and military services in your area, and don't let the panic get to you, guys. Don't let it affect you in a way where you start making irrational decisions that could negatively impact you and your family, whether that is because of the disease or otherwise. I think this is a big wake-up call. Again, we will get through this. We will come back stronger. We will come back better. It is in our nature as humans to survive, to make it through the tough times, and just keep doing what you're doing, and do it as best you can. Don't half-ass anything. Let's do it right. Let's get through this together, and thank you for watching. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps my channel out, help me grow, help me build this to the next level, and I'll keep creating content, hopefully less sporadic than what I have been lately. So I look forward to seeing you guys next time, and take care, be safe until we talk again.